Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. We're going to get started today on some more about what does a DJ exactly do.
When I made this, I put Andy on here from Parks and Rec because I know Mr. Holbrook's a huge Parks and Rec
Love
fan.
Parks and Rec. If you haven't
Hmm.
seen it, it's on Netflix.
Is
Go and
this a
enjoy.
quote that he says in the show?
I can't
Or did
remember.
someone just make up words and put it on there?
I think it might be.
Is
It
it?
sounds like an
Okay, I
Andy
don't
quote.
know. Yeah. So we talked about the history of the DJ and how it kind of got started, but now we're going to talk about like what DJs actually do, right? Because I don't know. I didn't know what they did
They
until
make
like
cool
my
rhythms and
time.
songs.
Yeah.
That's all I know, though.
Okay. Well, let's Um, before you watch this, make sure you've watched the SNL skit that is also linked in on this topic for today. If you haven't watched that yet, pause this video, go watch that, and then come back to here. Because, yeah, you just gotta watch that first. So, the SNL skit, and then this quote that we have down here at the bottom by a comedian, and we have condescending Wonka is the misconception that DJs, all they do is press buttons. And you don't really need to have any musical background, and you don't need to have much musicianship whatsoever in order to be a DJ. And DJing might not require as much musicianship as if singing in a choir or like playing an instrument in band, but
It still requires a
yeah,
lot.
you still need to have knowledge of music and how music works. So, um, people might give you crap about that, but you just gotta put them in their place because there's a lot more that goes into it
There
than you think.
is.
So DJs, they kind of stayed the same last week or yesterday. Last week, I'm crazy. Yesterday we talked about, Jimmy Seville and Ray Newby, Thomas Edison, and how they did DJs and radios, and it kind of stayed the same between like through the 1900s to up to the 1980s. It didn't really change much, but the 1980s is when things started to change. Um, and so our modern day DJ comes from what was set in the 1980s.
So basically, when the DJs first started out, it was just to have the ability to play music for people to hear,
Yeah,
really,
without having
without
live
having
music.
live music. But now,
Yes.
as people start to have more
Technology got better.
technology opportunities, they were able to maybe play around some more and make different sounds.
Yes, yep, exactly. So the main thing the DJs do is they blend songs.
What does that mean?
So by blending, they're transitioning out of one song into another with a smooth transition. So there's no like 5-10 seconds of nothing before the next song starts, or the song ends and then it abruptly changes to the new song. They'll blend the two songs together so it sounds almost as if it's one song. There's no beginning, there's no end.
So there's no missed beats, no silence.
No,
It's
no.
just blended all smoothly
Yes.
together.
Yes. And even some of the popular bands today create their albums to be like this as well. Anyway, though. And so they also do mashups, which is, you have one or two more songs, and they play at the same time over top of each other, but one it might go into one song more and then that song gets down in volume while the other song comes up. I'm sure a lot of you know what a mashup is, what mashups sound like. They're
We
very
did.
popular
We sang
nowadays.
one in the variety show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes you had one element of one song was heavier than the other one,
Hmm.
and then sometimes you
They
could
were
hear
put
both the
together.
songs put together. So yes, yeah, your DJ does that with the recordings. So, but like we said, it's not just pushing buttons. You have to have background and knowledge in music. And so the two most important things, though, are tempo and phrasing. There are different types of DJs. We have our club DJ, performer, mobile DJ, and radio DJs. That's what we have today in 2020. Maybe not during this pandemic, but I don't know though. on Facebook Live, there's been a lot of people doing home DJ stuff. We
Yes,
found.
we've been watching a lot of DJs on Facebook Live,
Yeah.
so
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a popular
Maybe,
thing that's
maybe
really
there's
coming
gonna
out.
be a new type of DJ by the end of 2020 on this list.
DJ pandemic.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
well, maybe. So, tempo. Mr. Holbrook, what's tempo again for us who can't remember?
Tempo is the speed in music.
Yeah, the speed of our music. So, why would your tempo play a role in DJing, do you think?
Well, tempo is very important because if a song is slow and a song is fast, they wouldn't really mash up really well together.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want to find a song that's 2 songs or 3 songs that are similar in tempo, so you don't really feel like you're missing out on anything.
Yes. And kind of along with tempo would be like your time signatures. I mean, having a song that's in 4/4 and a song that's in 3/4, they're not gonna go together very well.
No.
So you have to be aware of tempos and time signatures in order to figure out which songs would go well together, which songs wouldn't. And then we also have phrasing. So phrases are like musical sentences. And what your phrases are they're usually grouped in measures of 4 or 8 measures. And so what I like to think of is Seven Nation Army. I think most of us are familiar with Seven Nation Army. Would you say so, Mr. Holbrook?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's go with the bass line for Seven Nation Army. So we have dun 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 dun. There's 4 measures right there.
It's a whole phrase.
That's a whole phrase. And then it repeats again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a musical sentence. That's your musical phrase. So you have to be aware of where the phrases are, because if you have a mashup of 2 songs, the one song has 4-bar phrases, another song might have 6-bar phrases. The phrases might not mash up very well. Yeah, they won't line up very well. And it'll just seem kind of off. So I mean, it's not, that you still need to have musical background in order to understand the music, in order to know what's going to mash up well or not. So, I want you guys to go to rave.com. Not .com. It's some weird thing. I don't remember. The link is in the assignment here. So, check out the link. Go to that. So, Rave here allows you to choose songs either off of YouTube, or if you have your Spotify connected, you can upload the songs off Spotify. And it mashes up the songs for you. So what I would like you guys to do is play around with it, mash up some songs. You can do 2 songs. It does let you do sets. I think maybe it goes up to 6. I don't remember exactly. But and I want you to record on the assignment the songs that you used that made the best recording and why you think it made the best. And then songs that you tried to mash up and it didn't turn out the way you wanted to. And then try and tell us why you think it didn't work that well. So I think it's a really cool website.
It's a lot of fun. We were playing with it yesterday.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I think it's super entertaining. It does take a while for them to mash up the songs. So if it says loading and rendering and all that kind of stuff for maybe 5 minutes, that's okay. Like let it do its thing.
Grab a cup of tea and eat some cookies.
Yeah, go grab some snacks. Check TikTok or whatever. I'll see you guys later.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.